Men det er godt her.
What's up, my boys? We recently did our first food tour. And as we were filming that, we realized that we were missing out on so much delicious Portuguese food. So that's what we're gonna do today, exploring more Portuguese cuisine.
We are at Omeyor Croissant in our own neighborhood, Saldania.
So basically the only similar thing about the two croissants, the French and the Portuguese one, is that they look a bit alike. They have the same shape. But the Portuguese one, it's much more sweet, and it also is, the dough is also made a little bit different. You don't have the same amount of layers that you do in the French one.
And it's a lot more heavy as well. It's more like a brioche bun. Amalie, she has a simple croissant because that's the most Portuguese way of having it. But Portuguese people, they like to have the misto as well, which means that you have ham and cheese, and that's my favorite.
It's so typical Portuguese people that it has to be sweet pastries. They love sweet pastries.
And the weird part is that Portuguese people, they're not fat. Like, why are they not obese? But Amalie, is it the best croissant in the world?
I personally like a croissant that isn't too sweet. But if you want to have a very, very good Portuguese croissant, I think this is the best I've had. It's delicioso.
We are at Seda Murir. And of course I have to have my super bug, and this time no complaints from Amalie, right? I've been longing for this all day. We actually went to Seda Muraria in our last food tour, but they have two restaurants, so we should be sponsored. But we're not. We have ordered a dourada.
Dourada is a Portuguese sea bream, and it's a super common fish to have during lunch here in Portugal. You will almost always find it at the lunch counter when you go out. What they do is they slice it up in the middle, face it towards the grill with a bunch of olive oil and coriander, just like with any other fish here in Portugal. I wonder if this is something for you, because you are not a fan of bones, but who cares? A little fish bone won't kill you.
Except that time where my mother almost died when she swallowed a fish bone that got stuck here. Enjoy your meal. The taste is so typical Portuguese food. It's like an old Alfama grandmother cooked this.
And it has had the perfect amount of time on the grill because it's super tender and it's still like juicy and fresh. This is probably one of my favorite dishes from Portugal so far.
I didn't think it was possible, but the skin on this fish here is even better than on the juicy Saturday chicken. This fish served a purpose. Before moving on from here, we had to have the bolo folhado because this is a super traditional Portuguese dessert.
It is itself super dry, but then you have this like really sweet, super sweet, creamy custard inside of it, and it's just like eating a Moroccan cake actually.
I wouldn't rank it in my top 10 so far. That's how many we've had. If you compare it to lemon tart, for example, which is pretty common here as well, the lemon tart calories are much more worth it than this. Cheers.
We are at Taberna da Sal Grosso, And it's a super cozy little taberna in the heart of Alfama. And we are about to eat more very traditional Portuguese food with a little twist.
We are having iscas de pato, which is duck liver. The duck liver is a recent addition to the iscas Portuguese, which is originally pig liver. Since the Portuguese cuisine has advanced, they now have iscas à peixe. You can get it with chicken and now with duck. And I love duck, so let me try. It's just like a super tender meat.
So much flavor, so much fat, and if you like liver, this is something you're gonna love.
But it's funny how it's served without anything. It's actually like an alternative version of foie gras. So this would be so good on a toasted, crusty piece of bread.
We are so ready for a traditional pastel de bacalhau because last time we went to Casa Portuguesa, who are specialized in pastel de bacalhau con queijo, and every Portuguese person we know said, you should not have it with cheese because that's not the right way. So we're gonna give it a second chance, and I am pretty sure I'm gonna love this because this is just codfish, potato, parsley, garlic, and olive oil. Yeah.
Much better than the one with cheese. Uma caneca para mil. That is the sorriest looking pastel de nata I've ever seen. We already tasted this in the last food tour, but we just want to check out, is a random kiosk pastel de nata okay or not?
When we got it, it was warm and smooshy and really nice. But since Joen has been on the phone with his father for 30 minutes, it's cold now.
I like that, I enjoy that, but it's not spectacular. But this is the thing with pastel de nata. It's like good pizza.
When it's bad, it's good. When it's good, it's terrific.
But Amalie, we are so positive all the time. Everything is amazing. If we had to pick one thing that is not great with Portuguese food, what would it be? Because I have one thing. The primary thing I don't like about Portuguese food is that it's not very beautiful to look at. It's not elegant. You eat with all your senses. So if you're not pleased with your eyes, it's probably gonna deduct the quality of the overall experience. I mean, when we go to our fine dining restaurants, the aesthetics is almost the priority number one, and it can taste like air and you'll still have a good experience.
I feel like almost all the Portuguese main dishes we have had contained a lot of oil or fat, but I think it's just like a thing that I'm not used to, all the fat and all the oil. But I mean, it doesn't ruin the taste. It's more like the idea of eating fat like constantly.
Amalie?
So pretty.
We're not in China. This is not food. Tudo bem? Tudo bem? Ciao. It's not a siesta they have here. It's more of nobody eats between 3 and 7. So we hit the, not the siesta, but just the we're not hungry time, which is pretty appropriate because
we are not hungry.
Exactly. My tummy is full, but we did order some food here.
And we ordered some Portuguese croquettes with sausage in them. Back in 1979, the Jews actually invented this sausage called aleda. The thing was that the Portuguese people asked the Jews to either leave the country or convert to Christianity. And even though they converted to Christianity, they didn't want to eat pork because they did still maintain their beliefs within their hearts. But in fear of being kicked out of Portugal, they had to show the Portuguese people that they were still making sausage in their smoke rooms. So they put bread in the sausage and game meat or chicken meat in order to maintain the texture and the flavor. So the Portuguese people actually thought that they were eating pork, even though they were not. Let's try.
It's like chorizo and bread and sauce blended. We should just become a food blog.
A vida é muito boa.
A vida é boa. So we are in the car on to the next place, and we have just booked a table at a place called Pabe. This is different place. This is a more upscale, fine dine Portuguese place, but we figured we want to show that as well, so it's not just the same tascas all the time. It's in here. Pape, você tem comida muito boa?
Temos
E
sim.
muita preguiça.
O melhor de Lisbon?
Temos.
Melhor. And the two
Acertaram.
best waiters.
Estamos muito excited. Cheers. I love you.
Love you. This place is so welcoming and so warming, and it feels like they are just passionate about what they have right here. Even the chef just came out to say hi and advise us on the most Portuguese dishes that we could have here. Luckily, they have my all-time favorite Portuguese dish, polvo assado. Nobody else can cook octopus like the Portuguese.
It's a pretty interesting place because this is apparently where the politician comes. Over there in the corner, they have bobbleheads of the actual politicians. So whether you like politicians or not, it's pretty funny the way that they have incorporated that into the whole interior of the restaurant here. You can just feel that there's history in the air.
You feel cool, really. I feel like like the wife of the big boss in a gangster movie.
I want you to kill him. I want them to send a message to him.
Is that a good? No, it's not.
It's not. We are having a egg fish salad, and this is just a little appetizer from the chef.
It is fishy, but in a good way. Amalie, this is the moment of truth.
Let's see if this is just as good as I remember it. It looks yummy.
It's such a beautiful octopus. I have to take it back with the aesthetics. This looks beautiful. Did you know that octopus is the smartest creature on the planet outside of humans? If octopus had a physical body, they would rule the world. Like if it wasn't just,
That's probably why I'm so afraid of them. This is probably the thing on earth that I'm most afraid of, and that's why I like to eat it, because then there is less of them.
I mean, just look at this plate.
We have here some duck rice that is cooked in duck fang, and then we have some roasted onions. We have half a duck, some laranjas, orange, some patata fritas, and some gravy. I mean, can we please eat now? Oh my god. I have never had a duck this tender before. The smoothest piece of meat, smoothest.
I remember I said earlier that the skin of the fish could beat the chicken skin. Well, maybe it can, but not when it comes to the duck.
This is probably one of the reasons why foreigners fall in love with Portuguese food.
Guys, you have no idea how good life is right now.
Oh my god. This is a nougat mousse and a chocolate mousse.
This is an apricot cake. They claim here this is the best pudding de apricot in Portugal. Sorry, Lisbon. What is it?
It's like a caramel with nut crunch or something. This is the most insane I've ever had.
Let me vouch for that. Vi har snart ikke mere dopamin tilbage i hjernen.
Nej.
Thank you
you very much.
so much.
Have a nice evening.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
So much. And your name?
Ovidio.
Ovidio.
Yes.
This
Thank you.
is the guy to be served by. It was
Hi, guys.
amazing.
Thank you very much. See you again.
Prazer em conhecer.
Igualmente, igualmente.
Ciao.
Bye.
I am so happy that we are on top of the food chain because this has been a wonderful day. I love these food tours here. We still haven't gotten the cocida portuguesa.
There is so much food we still haven't had, but we are living here, so we are gonna do more. But we're gonna take a little break from all this eating for now. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, because we wanna reach 100,000 subscribers very soon. Ate loco.